The state of Kuwait marks the Independence Day on June 19th, an important date that helped to shape the development of the country. The Kuwaiti people and their late Emir, Sheikh Abdullah Salim Sabah, realized on June 19th, 1961 that the Proctorate Treaty Kuwait signed with Britain in 1899 was not feasible anymore.
At that time, Kuwait was heading towards independence, and Kuwaitis refused the British Protection Treaty because it did not honour their ambition for full freedom, despite recognising that the treaty was crucial when needed. Adil Fahad has more in this report.
The state of Kuwait marks its Independence Day on June 19, an important date that helped to shape the development of the country. The agreement, which was cancelled in 1961, was signed on the account that the British Empire would provide Kuwait with protection from regional and international threats.
The Kuwaiti-British Friendship Treaty of 1899 was enormously significant for both nations. It was the first ever formal engagement between the then ruler of Kuwait and the government of any other country. Only days after signing the treaty, on the 4th of February 1899, the British government sent instructions to deploy a naval force to prevent any attacks on Kuwait. Since 1899, the UK has maintained its commitment to Kuwait's security and deployed forces on several notable occasions, including seeing the first ever overseas deployment of the then newly formed Royal Air Force in 1920. Shortly after Kuwait's independence in 1961, the UK responded to a request from His Highness the then Emir, Sheikh Abdullah Al-Salim Al-Sabah, for military support. The UK's response was to send a joint task force on Operation Vantage. This saw the rapid deployment of a strong naval task force, which included aircraft carriers, several destroyers and frigates, and minesweepers, together with Royal Marines commandos. In addition to the aircraft from the fleet air arm on board the aircraft carriers, the Royal Air Force sent 2 Canberra reconnaissance aircraft and a squadron of Hunter fighter attack aircraft. And within a month of independence and the deployment of the Royal Navy, Royal Marines and Royal Air Force, the force was reinforced by British Army units from the UK, which included Centurion tanks, light armour and artillery and paratroopers.
The strength of relations was evident in the UK opposition of the Iraqi invasion of 1990 and the subsequent participation of British troops in the liberation of 1991.
When Kuwait was invaded and occupied by the former Iraqi regime in August 1990, Britain, under Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, played a leading role in securing the UN mandate for an international coalition to be formed for the liberation of Kuwait. Kuwait is a proud member of the international coalition, and it saw the largest deployment of British military forces since the Second World War. Britain takes pride to this day for our armed forces who served bravely alongside coalition and Kuwaiti friends and succeeded in restoring Kuwait's sovereignty and independence in 1991.
Even after the cancelling of the treaty, Britain remained a strong ally to Kuwait for years, providing various modes of political and economic support and assistance. To Kuwait English News, Adil Fahad.